You can go to Mickey Gillis Theater in Branson, Missouri, and buy a $5 souvenir of his crash. He's smart enough to take pictures. He lived through it, and he sells them, and he signs them.
You know, I tried to sell my plane.
Roy Clark's been a pilot. Goodness, Roy Clark's been a pilot for many years. You ever had a close call? Piloting a plane?
Well, the FAA probably is listening. They're going to watch this, so I got to be careful. Well, one was when I first started flying, to use it in touring. I had a single-engine Beechcraft and flew by myself everywhere I went, just me and my guitar. And so I was living in Maryland, so I was going somewhere, and I stopped in South Carolina. And it was the first time I'd ever landed at an airport that was both military and civilian. So I called the approach and told them my number, and 1132 Charlie, and my intentions were to land. And they give me a heading to stay on. And then they said, 1132 Charlie, try to keep your speed up. You got a jet right off your right wing. He'll be going over to the military side. Then the other controller calls me and wants me to know if I can slow up because I am overtaking another airplane on this side. And so then another controller comes in. I think he's a trainee. And now he tells me to do a 360 and come back and get in line again. Well, the last thing you want to do is stall an airplane. You want to keep the speed up. Yeah. So when I got to the end of the runway, I was doing about 190. Which I should have been doing about 85. And I said, I'm getting out of here. I mean, I've had it with all these jets and everybody, and I'm looking at pilots and jet airplanes right next to me, and they're giving me thumbs up. And so I got it on the ground, but I was going so fast that it lifted up again in what we call ballooning. And I went up like that, then I come back down. I had like 20 miles of runway because of the jet, so I didn't have to worry about that. So it went up again, and I forced it back down to the runway and eased back, and up we went again.
Well, he's trying to tell you got current. You got 3 takeoff and landings without one pass.
Yeah. No, that's what he said. The tower called me back, and he said, 1132 Charlie, he says, when you get through landing, would you take a left? You talk about embarrassed.
I think we need a song from one of the best singers in this room, and he ain't said a word this whole time we've been sitting here. Our buddy Gene Watson back over here. One of everybody's favorite singers.
I don't know why y'all want to pick on me. I've been enjoying this one. You know, I know everybody in here has had, some fantastic songwriters write songs for them. You and so many others, and so many of you are great songwriters. But I found out, and I've told this story before, but songwriters lie to you. They write good songs and they lie to you. And really. One of the best in the business was a friend of mine by the name of Dave Kirby, who was a fellow Texan. And I was kind of down and out and looking for the right song. And I went up to Dave one day and I said, Dave, won't you write me a hit song? I said, you're writing them for everybody else. And I said, it all pays the same. And he said, well, I'll just do that. And I thought that was too easy, so I shook it off and went on back home to Houston. And it wasn't too long before I got a little cassette through the mail from Dave Kirby, and I couldn't believe it. Because he'd told me he was going to write me a hit song. He said, it'll be a good one. I said, I'll guarantee you it'll be a good one. I got it and listened at it, and I knew when I listened to it, I said, boy, this is a hit song. If I ever had one, this is a hit song. Well, I couldn't stand it. I got all the guys together, and we jumped on the bus. I booked studio time at Hilltop Studios. And that was when you could pull up in front, after you climbed that hill. We pulled up in there, and I was a little early, and I was waiting on another artist that was in there recording, and it was none other than Ray Price. That was good until I heard what he was recording. Seems as though Ray got my song before I did. And he was recording it. Only difference was that was back in the day of the tape when I heard it. I said, guys, we're going to go in there and record this song just like if he never recorded it. And the only difference was when I left there, I had that tape under my arm and I headed for Epic Records. And I said, y'all better get this out in a hurry. One of them big boys just got through recording it. We did, and it was a big record for me, and I'm thankful for that. But Dave Kirby was such a fantastic writer, wrote so many great songs for me and everybody else that wanted one. But if I can get the boys started, I'm going to sit over here and do this. One called Memories to Burn. Lady, lately you've been getting under my skin. I hope I don't have to say, there she goes again. Please don't be another lesson I'll have to learn. 'Cause I've got memories to burn. Please don't make me have to think about you when you're gone. I've had enough to think about before you came along. If you're just making memories, you'll have to wait your turn. 'Cause I've got memories to burn. Baby, you've been stringing me along. But if you plan on writing to me after you're gone, just address your memories to whom it may concern. 'Cause I've got memories to burn. Now please don't make me have to think about you when you're gone. I've had enough to think about before you came along. If you're just making memories, you'll have to wait your turn. 'Cause I've got memories to burn. Well, if you're making memories, you'll have to wait your turn. 'Cause I've got memories to burn. Thank you.
Did Ray Price get mad at you?
I'm not even sure that Ray knew I recorded it. Ray didn't release his off the album, and later on I talked to Kirby about it, and I think he lied to me then too. He said, oh no, he said, I done talked to Ray. He said he guaranteed me it wouldn't be a single.
May I say something, Bill? Please. And this isn't meant to embarrass you. I've worked a lot with Gene. This man has got nothing against anybody else. To me, this man's got the purest country voice ever, I think. I mean, he's such a good singer. He kills me.
Bless your heart. Let me tell you something. The good Lord gave it to me. I just try to do the best I can with it. I never know what's coming out till I open my mouth.
Well, it sounds great, man.
Keep my fingers crossed and hope for the best.
And you did it sitting down.
Well, that's because I was too lazy to get up.